Kelley Mack's sudden and heartbreaking passing has left fans, friends, and the entertainment industry in shock. Best known for her roles in The Walking Dead and Chicago Med, Kelley was more than just an actress. She was a rising creative force, a passionate storyteller, and a warm presence both on and off screen. The recent news of her death, at just 33 years old, has reignited interest in her work and life. As tributes pour in, it's only fitting we reflect on who she truly was, a woman whose career, though tragically brief, left a lasting impression on countless lives. Born on July 15, 1991, in Cincinnati, Ohio, Kelley Mack grew up in a family that nurtured her creativity. From a young age, she found joy in performance. Whether she was participating in school plays or simply goofing off with friends, it was clear that Kelley had an innate spark. But it wasn't just attention she sought. She had something to say. Even as a child, storytelling fascinated her. She didn't just want to be in the spotlight. She wanted to express something real. After finishing high school, Kelley moved to New York City, a bold and determined leap for anyone, especially a young woman chasing a dream in one of the toughest industries in the world. She enrolled in intensive acting workshops, studied filmmaking, and took every opportunity she could to get closer to the world she loved. Like many actors starting out, she supported herself with side gigs, waiting tables, tutoring, and working odd jobs, while auditioning during the day and honing her craft at night. Her first roles came through the indie circuit. She appeared in short films, student projects, and regional commercials. But one of her early breakout moments came in the independent film Disfluency, a raw and emotional piece in which she played a college student grappling with the aftermath of trauma. It was a small-budget film, but Kelley's performance was anything but small. Critics and festival audiences praised her for the quiet strength and vulnerability she brought to the role. It was clear this was an actress capable of going deep. That same emotional intelligence would become her signature. Kelley didn't play characters for attention. She played them to understand them and to help audiences feel something true. In 2018, her career took a major leap when she was cast in AMC's The Walking Dead. She joined the series in its 9th season as Addy, a member of the Highwaymen, a group of survivors trying to find their place in a fractured, post-apocalyptic world. Though her role wasn't a lead, her character quickly resonated with fans. Addy represented youth, hope, and humanity in a world that had lost all three. Kelley brought authenticity to the part, portraying Addy not as a cliché survivor, but as a layered, emotionally conflicted girl growing up amid violence and fear. It was in The Walking Dead that Kelley began to reach a wider audience. She attended conventions, engaged with fans online, and quickly became known not just for her acting, but for her genuine warmth and humility. She wasn't interested in celebrity status. She was interested in connection. Kelley treated fans like friends. She responded to messages. She gave thoughtful interviews. She never forgot where she came from. Her presence in the Walking Dead universe may have been brief, but it was impactful. For many fans, Addy became a symbol of the kind of emotional storytelling that made the show so compelling. When her character's story came to an end, there was a collective sense of loss, not just for Addy, but for the potential Kelley represented. After The Walking Dead, Kelley didn't slow down. She landed a recurring role in Chicago Med, where she portrayed a nurse working under pressure in one of television's most intense hospital settings. As always, she brought nuance and heart to the role, never overacting, never forcing emotion, always grounding her characters in realism. Kelley understood that good acting wasn't about pretending, it was about truth. In between TV gigs, she also returned to her indie roots. She co-wrote and starred in Baby Blue, a short film that explored mental health, trauma, and the weight of silence. The film was deeply personal for Kelley, and it showed. Her performance was haunting, delicate, and utterly sincere. Baby Blue won awards at several independent film festivals, cementing her as a talent not just in front of the camera, but behind it as well. She had ambitions beyond acting. Kelley wanted to direct, to write, to create meaningful stories on her own terms. She studied screenwriting and filmmaking and had quietly been developing several original projects in recent years. Friends and collaborators often spoke about how fiercely she believed in telling stories that mattered, particularly those centered on women, mental health, and emotional truth. Outside of her work, Kelley was deeply involved in animal advocacy. She volunteered at local shelters, fostered animals, and used her platform to promote rescue and adoption efforts. She also spoke openly about the importance of mental health care, having faced her own struggles with anxiety and depression. In interviews, she often emphasized the need to destigmatize therapy, especially for young women in the entertainment industry. Kelley was also in a loving relationship with actor Logan Lanier. The two shared a quiet, supportive partnership, often working together on creative projects and encouraging each other's dreams. They weren't a tabloid couple. They were real people, deeply in love, supporting each other in a tough business. Their relationship was built on respect, friendship, and artistic collaboration. Then, without warning, the news of her death broke. Kelley Mack passed away suddenly, and the public was left stunned. As of now, the cause of death has not been publicly confirmed, but the grief is real and widespread. Fans, fellow actors, directors, and even those who worked with her briefly have all shared their heartbreak. The consensus is clear. Kelley was kind. She was generous. She was a light. At just 33, she had already overcome so much and achieved more than many do in a lifetime. But it still feels too soon, too cruel, because she had so much more to give. In a world that often rewards flash over substance, Kelley Mack quietly built a career rooted in soul. She didn't chase fame for fame's sake. She chased purpose. She chose roles that mattered. She wrote stories that healed. She lived with integrity, and that is why her loss hurts so deeply, not just because of what she accomplished, but because of what she was still on her way to doing. Kelley's legacy isn't defined by how many credits she had or how famous she became. It's defined by how she made people feel, on screen and off. It's defined by the way she made her characters breathe, the way she lit up a room, the way she spoke out with compassion and courage. For the fans who watched her grow, for the cast and crew who called her a friend, and for the world of indie cinema that welcomed her voice, Kelley Mack will always be remembered, not just as a talented actress, but as a beautiful soul who left too soon. And though she may no longer be with us, her work lives on. In every scene, every line, every quiet look, Kelley Mack is still here. Her story continues through the lives she touched, the fans she moved, and the love she gave so freely. Rest in peace, Kelley. You were ready for the spotlight, and we were lucky to witness your light.